As global tensions quietly intensify, all eyes are now turning toward Geneva, where a crucial diplomatic moment is set to unfold this Thursday. The United States and Iran are expected to sit face-to-face for the third round of talks, a meeting that could either open the door to renewed diplomacy or deepen an already fragile standoff. But even before negotiators arrive at the table, the tone from Tehran is unmistakably firm. Iran has once again made it clear that while it remains committed to finding a diplomatic solution to the long-running nuclear dispute with the United States, it will not hesitate to respond forcefully if any form of military action is taken against it. This warning, delivered with calculated precision, sets the backdrop for what many analysts see as one of the most consequential diplomatic encounters of the year. Speaking on Monday, Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghai underscored Tehran's position in unambiguous terms. He stated that any attack, including what some in Washington have described as a limited strike, would be viewed as an act of aggression. According to Baghai, Iran reserves the inherent right to defend itself under international law, and any violation of its sovereignty would be met with a serious and proportionate response. His remarks were not merely rhetorical. They were a carefully crafted message aimed at deterring escalation while reinforcing Iran's red lines ahead of the Geneva talks. This sharp warning comes directly in response to recent comments made by U.S. President Donald Trump, who publicly suggested that Washington is weighing the possibility of a limited military action if negotiations fail to produce results. Last Friday, Trump told reporters that while diplomacy remains the preferred path, the option of targeted strikes is very much on the table should Iran refuse to compromise on its nuclear program. These remarks sent immediate ripples through diplomatic circles, raising concerns that even the suggestion of force could undermine already delicate negotiations. Iran, however, appears determined to project both restraint and resolve. Tehran has repeatedly emphasized that it does not seek confrontation and remains open to dialogue, provided that talks are conducted on the basis of mutual respect and without threats. Iranian officials argue that pressure tactics and military posturing have historically failed to produce sustainable outcomes, and that genuine diplomacy is the only viable route toward stability. At the same time, they stress that Iran will not negotiate under duress, nor will it accept any agreement that compromises its national security or sovereign rights. The upcoming Geneva meeting is therefore more than just another round of talks. It represents a critical test of whether diplomacy can prevail over coercion. This third round follows two earlier meetings that produced limited progress, but succeeded in keeping communication channels open. Diplomats familiar with the process say expectations are cautiously realistic. While a comprehensive breakthrough is unlikely in a single session, even incremental steps toward rebuilding trust could help lower the temperature and prevent miscalculation. Amid this tense backdrop, the European Union has stepped forward with a clear message of restraint. European officials have urged both Washington and Tehran to prioritize diplomacy and avoid actions that could trigger a wider crisis. In a statement released this week, the bloc emphasized that dialogue, not military pressure, remains the most effective way to address concerns over Iran's nuclear activities. The EU, which previously played a central mediating role in nuclear negotiations, has signaled its readiness to facilitate further discussions if both sides demonstrate political will. Analysts note that the current situation is particularly volatile because rhetoric alone can shape realities on the ground. Even the suggestion of a limited strike increases the risk of misinterpretation, especially in a region already burdened by overlapping conflicts and alliances. A single misstep, experts warn, could rapidly spiral into a broader confrontation, drawing in regional actors and destabilizing global energy markets. Against this backdrop, Geneva has become a symbolic crossroads where restraint and escalation hang in delicate balance. For Iran, the message ahead of Thursday's meeting is consistent. Diplomacy is preferred, but deterrence is not negotiable. Tehran wants Washington to understand that any form of military action, no matter how limited it may appear, would fundamentally alter the dynamics of engagement. For the United States, the challenge lies in balancing pressure with persuasion, ensuring that warnings do not eclipse the possibility of compromise. Both sides, observers say, are walking a narrow path where words carry as much weight as actions. As the world waits for the Geneva talks to begin, the stakes could hardly be higher. Will diplomacy once again prove capable of diffusing one of the most complex geopolitical disputes of our time, or will escalating rhetoric push both sides closer to confrontation? The answer may not come immediately, but what unfolds in Geneva this week could set the tone for months, if not years, to come. For now, one thing is clear. The choice between dialogue and escalation remains firmly on the table, and the world is watching to see which path will be taken.